Hi, my name is Maria Daza. I'm in the class of Theory of Personality at FIU, and today I'm going to talk about Theory Robert Bundy, or most commonly known as Ted Bundy. Serial killers have existed for many years, and Ted Bundy was one of them. He was also one of the most wanted serial killers in the U.S. history, and he not only was a serial killer, he was also a necrophile who kidnapped, raped, and murdered hundreds of young women. So today we're going to follow his traits since his early years until his execution. Ted was born in 1946 in Burlington, Vermont, to Eleanor Louise Cowell. His parental records are not very clear to the moment, but it's been said that his grandfather was the one who's his real dad because they said that he was very abusive and he abused Ted's mom and he was born. So his grandparents raised him. Later on, he found out that the records of that he didn't have no father. So he expressed a long resentment toward his mother for never talking to him about his real father after leaving him to discover his true parentage for himself. He started to exhibit disturbing behavior even at an early age. His aunt recalled awakening one day from a nap to find herself surrounded by knives from the Cowell kitchen. Her 3-year-old nephew was standing by her bed smiling. Ted was a very brilliant boy. He had a very high coefficient and he was majoring in psychology. He was later accepted in the University of Utah Law School and he started attending, but he then dropped out completely. He had a girlfriend named Stephanie Brooks, which is said to affect his psychology due to their tormented relationship. So then after they broke up, they met afterwards and they reconciled, but he had another girlfriend too, so he had two girlfriends at the same time. None of them know about the existence of each other. So then he started going out with them too, and then after he like stated to his friends that Brooke was his fiance, and then he disappeared from her. And then after a month of Stephanie writing letters to him and or calling him, he never answered until one day he answered, and he said that he had no idea what she was talking about, and that he hung up. So she was really devastated, and he said that he only did that so he can prove to himself that he could have married her. So she stated that it was a vengeance towards her for had broken up with him earlier on. By then, Bundy had begun skipping classes at law school, and many young women started to disappear in the Pacific Northwest. His first murders were in Washington, Oregon. He used to attract women because he was very attractive, and he used to kill them, put them in the truck, and take them to the forest or hills, where he will rape them, and he will, after they were dead, he will like take their heads off and take them home, and have them there. The police did a search, and they found several victims' heads in his house. His actual girlfriend was the one who turned him in to the police when she saw the description of the car or himself in the news. They started to investigate him and they found out that it was him. He went to jail and he later escaped and went to Florida and continued murdering several women from a sorority, and that's where everything came down and they tracked him and got him. Bundy's trials were a worldwide sensation because he used to put shows shows on court, and he was very cynical in it. He didn't leave any evidence. He was really smart, but he did. They did call him by because he used to bite his victims. So they took prints of his mouth and they match exactly the victim's body prints and everything. So that's when they sentenced him to execution, which he was executed in January 24, 1989. In conclusion, Ted Bundy had traits of bad behavior since he was little to become a serial killer, which he did. From all the traits that he had when he was little, all the things that he was exposed of, abusement, he didn't know how to make friends and all that. So all that made him become a serial killer. When he was executed, it was celebrated through all Florida, and that's it, guys. If you want to know more about Ted Bundy, there are books, and there's Netflix has his own movies and also documentary about his life. Thank you.